It's Rito. We're back here in Danganronpa. If you haven't already, we're coming up on some major spoilers, so check out the rest of the playlist of my playthrough of this game. The link to that will be in the description. So yeah, let's get into it. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you.
However,
Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal. But honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand anything to gain from a final showdown, do they?
so
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
because
It's all because of that moment that the mastermind let his guard down, like I said.
however,
Okay, come on.
so because
Yeah. So when was it that the mastermind let their guard down?
so
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airwaves to broadcast their school life to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
listen,
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually talking over the airwaves seems so unbelievable. Or taking over.
indeed,
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
however,
And yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
But think of it another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason?
so
They had to show the world something, no matter the cost us killing each other. They wanted to show the world.
it would seem
The mastermind is very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, no one would have killed anybody.
in other words,
The mastermind's ultimate goal is to make us kill each other and to show that off to the world. But why?
correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for students of Hope's Peak Academy, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope, to kill each other and sink into despair. The mastermind wants the world to see that. They want to try and prove that despair is better than hope. And that's their goal, the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous. Completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody does. Nobody but those who call themselves ultimate despair would devise. Yeah, that's fair. That group's whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto,
I know how angry it must make you. And yet, that same motivation is what led the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
in other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than it is reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided slaughter.
at the very least,
At least that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us themselves.
indeed,
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they hate what I'm doing, I haven't violated a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial, following all their proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer. They made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't work.
It's true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. When that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed,
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in a perfect form.
in other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it show that they'd violated their own regulations. But all that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge?
However,
Well, it was only thanks to you that we got the chance. Because you believed in me, another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plan you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest
Wrong.
clue. In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet.
whew,
But it looks like I got it right this time. At least I won this bet. She let out a quick sigh and took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiations and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Well, yeah, but I mean, that was a huge bet to stake your entire, not only her life, but like, well, I guess she didn't really stake her life on it. She staked my life on it. So, I mean, yeah. Plus, if I'd shown my uneasiness, it would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
however,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
Hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the others what's going on. True, but now that we know who our real enemy is, all we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
however,
That really possible? Huh?
anyway,
Anyway, right now we have to go find the others.
shall we go?
They're probably in the dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Yeah. This is what's it called? Things are starting to heat up here. Okay. Yeah. This back room. Is he inside?
Hey,
I don't think he's here. Come on, we need to keep looking. I mean, we can check. It might be in the bathroom because no cameras are in there. But it appear that they're not here. So, dining hall it is. And suddenly we were greeted with you again. Is he broken?
whew,
I suppose his emotional instability reached its limits. Jeez, what the heck?
however,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah,
Is that
is that?
Makoto?
Oh,
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
You survived?
well, even Toko seems kind of happy to see me. Byakuya is just
Jeez.
kind of indifferent.
You're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
What did I
I'm
say?
just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Everyone was there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
What? Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, that man, that seriously stinks. Hey, Makoto, he smells. It's Makoto. He smells like a wet dog. Oh. Get away, shoo shoo. In a flash, my tears dried up. I still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me either. Do you realize why it is you escaped execution? It was alter ego. He saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say they had their life saved by a computer program. I imagine it was a learning experience for you.
Yo,
Makoto, what was it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit
You
world.
know?
Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? So, what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured since the class trial over, we'd have access to new places again, and... No dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked. There weren't any new areas. Then where can we go and find new clues? Ah, you stink. Are you rotten? Rotten physical, mentally, and every way you can be rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around in garbage for a while. The smell is smelly. Ah, super smelly. You smell even worse than me. Way worse than me. I win. She seems happy for some reason. She's walking up here like Mr. Krabs, like, I smell a smell. A smelly smell. A smelly smell that smells smelly. Anyway,
Makoto.
there's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what's happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what? It's okay that you're here. What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
That's related to what I have to tell you all. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class trial?
In other words,
We're going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't do it, like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto wasn't a killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
Why is she... What she's saying is, it was all the work of the mastermind?
Huh?
What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it.
However,
But his decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you say?
You spotted the trap? Did you, Makoto? It may have sounded like it was easy. I just,
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't the Blacken, is a clear violation of the school regulations. The rules state only the Blacken is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with him to have the trial one more time.
Huh?
And the mastermind agreed? Does this mean they really did break the rules? They had no chance but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. When you said, now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean.
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. So knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about the killer who killed Mukuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind? But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we have to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery? But we've been looking we've been looking around all this time, and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You've probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone? Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine living here forever with Master. I meanwhile want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible. Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words, one decisive final battle. A rather interesting development, I'd say. But figuring out who the mastermind is and how they kill Mukuro and all the school's mysteries, it's a pretty tall friggin' order. Maybe, but this time the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we'll solve all those mysteries. I'm not sure about that. Huh? I can't agree with the idea of working together with everyone. You can't agree? Why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
Indeed.
That's what I thought too, at first. Until Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint? It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns. Anyway, here's the hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but The killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students, and the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
I see.
Monokuma said that, did he? Then Kyoko's opinion is perfectly reasonable. But why?
So in other
If
words,
the mastermind really is the one who killed Mukuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have had to set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could probably murder Mukuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like that.
in other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Hope's Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the killing game. Then the mastermind is... There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning, and Mukuro, and he got 16. So the mastermind would have to be one of them.
that's right.
And of those 16 people, we started out with the only ones still alive. All are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? You're saying the mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say for sure that that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said all that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It is certainly a possibility, but only one among many. Mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. And that is one possibility we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they're an ultimate, right? So the ultimate despair, they must be a high schooler. We can't say it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but
I don't care how sneaky you are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right,
Then maybe Monokuma was an autopilot. Maybe they had loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way he could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they directed the flow of the conversation. Well, maybe, but still.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode. So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school. Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit. Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Okay. So we now have unlimited access to everywhere in the school, it would seem. How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can rely only on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility.
Goodbye.
Well then. After making his final statement, Byakuya left the dining hall. Master? He didn't take me with him.
Hey.
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream, without the cream, or coffee. You're totally useless. So bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. Now she's gone. Are you gonna go up by yourself? You're gonna go up by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. It just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves. What about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing. I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know?
'Cause, I mean,
But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been there here, I would have died. Makoto? That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
Okay.
So I figure, at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it, all on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it's just us two.
Indeed.
So you're gonna go off on your tune, right,
However-
Kyoko? Well, don't misunderstand. Just because we're going to do our searches separately doesn't mean we can't still work together.
So,
That goes for all of us. I think I see what you mean. Doing our own investigation doesn't mean we can't work together in the end. I should see it just as splitting up to cover more ground, and then we can get back together and share what we found. Yeah, that's right.
so then,
Well, I'd better get going. I have an endless list of things I need
Correct.
to check. Monica said all the doors in the school have been unlocked, right? So we should be able to investigate every nook and cranny of the school. We can visit all the places we couldn't go before. Makoto, no matter what it takes, we have to uncover the truth. By any means necessary. With that, Kyoko was gone, leaving only me. I don't have any time to waste either. I have to begin my search. I still can't believe the mastermind might be one of us. That's what I have to prove. I'll prove that the mastermind isn't one of us. I'll expose the mastermind's true identity and solve the mystery of this school. And then we can all escape together. I guess I'll start by taking another look around, looking at Mukuro's Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The bite was covered with other wounds. But these were at least several days old. Once we find out who killed Mukuro Ikusaba, then we'll know who the mastermind is. So, where should I start my investigation to figure out who killed her? I guess I should start with the rooms that were locked up until now. The master's room, the biolab, and the door in the data center with Monokuma's face on it. Oh, and the second floor of the dorms, where the gate was down before. That should be open now, right? After that, I'll have to double check the areas that are connected to the murder. Which means the garden and the dojo. Okay, time to get started. Place to check's been added to the truth bullet section, okay. So let's start, I guess, with the closest one to us. The gate's open. We can finally check the second floor of the dorms. Which means I have to do it. Kyoko said was... This is the second floor of the dorms? Looks like some ancient ruins. No, it's more like a battlefield, like a bomb blew up here or something. I opened the door just a crack, glanced inside, and immediately closed it again. There wasn't even a hint of a bathroom, just a big pile of rubble. Okay. The bed is completely torn apart. I mean, it's not even really a bed anymore, it's just garbage. Well, it looks like a bed to me. I guess that's all there is to this area. Okay, I guess I'll start with the bathrooms. I probably don't need to. I probably should check anyway. Nice. Why is the bathroom spotless, but everything else is just... This room is filled with lockers. Must have been for the host peak students who came before us. The class before ours must have used these lockers. I wonder if I can open this locker. Nope, locked. There's a card reader installed on the door. Must be how you got the locker open. After all, very similar to the car readers for the locker rooms on the second floor of the school. You have to use your e-handbook to open these up. What does that mean? Well, let's give it a try. I took my handbook out and read across the scan reader, and then no luck. Maybe the locker's owner can open it, which means none of us can do it. I wonder if I can open this locker. After all, let's just give it a try. No luck. I mean, I wonder if I can open up one of these lockers. Right, locked. Because, like, I mean, it's still possible that my theory is true, where the previous class was our class. So, I mean... Did I already check this one? Okay, dang. So I checked everything in here. Except for the metal plate. There's a metal plate mounted to the locker. There's no way I could get it open. But why there's a metal plate mounted to the locker. There's no way I can get it open. There's a metal plate. Okay, wait, so let's count how many lockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I was thinking there are 10 lockers that are bolted. I was hoping that there were going to be like 15 or 16. Because that would match up that they closed down the lockers that belonged to us. This room doesn't feel like a student's room. It has more adult atmosphere.
Correct.
It's the headmaster's private room. Kyoko?
Indeed.
I've been through this room several times already, but I still have only a little regret. So I decided to check it out one more time. Huh? A regret? Kyoko looks almost meek right now. She must be thinking about something. I probably shouldn't bother her. Well, that's a little bit of alcohol there, I guess. There's a strange gap on the wall. Some kind of design mistake or construction defect or something.
So
There's a gap here, but not just any normal gap. I can feel a breeze coming out. A breeze?
Indeed.
There's likely an open space on the other side of this wall. Open space, does that mean like a hidden room? I think I might know how to open it. You know how to open it? Did you figure out some kind of trick or something?
Indeed.
Very easy trick, yes. So I'm not sure you can even call it a trick. So a program on that PC, I think that controls it. Enter the right password and the door should open up, right?
However,
But I don't have a clue what the password might be. All we know is that probably made up of letters and or numbers. We can't really go from there. You're right, that's not nearly enough to
it's
go
true.
on. I looked through all this paperwork and the files on the PC, everything I could think of. I learned more about him than I had any desire to, but nothing that might have been his password. Well, I think when I think about how much time I wasted on this. There's a PC on the desk. It must belong to the headmaster.
it would seem
Whoever used it last looks like they were very interested in the ultimate despair. The PC still has some search results left on it. We might be able to get some info on the ultimate despair.
However,
There's not much though, nothing we don't already know.
in other words,
The ultimate despair is not one individual, but instead points to some kind of group. That group is responsible for the tragedy which happened 1 year ago. They're the worst sorts of people whose driving force comes from despair.
however,
That's all there is to it. No, not much. That's all there is. Not much to it, is there?
whew,
But I guess that's the best he could do as a complete Kirigiri failure. But any information about the mastermind is helpful, right? I appreciate whatever info we can get our hands on. I see. That's a good outlook to have. The ultimate despair has been added to the truth ball section of your handbook. Jeez. So there's a hidden room she couldn't get into. That's what she meant by regret. I think we can assume there must be some kind of clue waiting in there. But maybe for her, there's more to it than that. Anyway, if we want to get in there, we need to figure out the password. And if Kyoko can't figure it out, no way I stand a chance. No, wait, there might be a chance. The password could be something Kyoko wouldn't have thought of or something she didn't want to think of. For example, what about your name?
What?
Huh? Oh, so I was just thinking, like, what if the password might be... I'm sure she hasn't tried it. I mean, it's totally understandable. After the way she talked about her dad, the idea that he would use her name as a password, knowing how she is, I bet the idea never even occurred to her. You mind if I try it, just to be sure?
Well,
Not like you need my permission. If you want to try it, try it. Do whatever you want. Okay. You know, I'm glad I thought of trying Kyoko's name, but if that's not it, that might just hurt Kyoko even more.
hey,
If you're worried about me, Makoto, don't be. I already know that your guess is wrong. Okay. In that case, here goes nothing. I collected myself and turned to face the computer monitor. Let me just type the password here. I typed in her full name, Kyoko Kirigiri. My hands were tense, slightly trembling, and as I finished typing it in... Beep. Earn. Alright, we're going to end this one here. I guess we're kind of in the beginning of the end, you could say, to use a cliche. I don't term for that. By the way, if you're liking what I'm putting out here, remember to like and subscribe, and hey, I'll see y'all on the flip side.